Scrub a dub dub, what's in the tub? What's going on, my subscribers? Ace here, and I am here with my CCL round 10 matchup against Hunter's team now. It was Max's team, the Wellington Wormadams, but Max actually unfortunately had to kind of step away because he does have a lot of school stuff, so he wasn't able to continue in the season, which is really unfortunate. But Hunter was able to take over the team, and Hunter is a very capable battler, so I'm very excited to do this matchup. And I'm pretty excited. Just overall, I think it's going to be a great match overall. Now, the way that we have done the CCL, VJ basically and I have decided that if any of these situations come in, the new players, since it's past the mid-season, are able to grab 3 new Mons and they can exchange out if they want to. They don't have to if they want to, just to make the team more workable for them. Because when you're working with somebody else's projects, like their team, and they're figuring out the flow of that team, it can be so disorienting to come into this team and be like, alright, I see what they're trying to do, but I have no idea how they wanted to do it. So it's a little hard without that. So we gave Hunter the chance to kind of draft 3 new Mons. So he got rid of Diggersby, Celebi, and Empoleon. And now we will go over what he does have. So he does have the Hydreigon, the Staraptor. He drafted the Keldeo, I believe the Jolteon, and the Slowking. But you guys will see that Roserade's right in between the Jolteon and this, and yeah. But either way, and then he has Mega Banette as his Mega. He has Golbat, Gallade, Regirock, Magmortar, and Matang. Now, looking at his team, I was like, okay, you know, this team is odd because, like I said when I talked about Max's team in early power rankings and stuff like that, Max's team is a conglomerate of very odd Mons that have some synergy together, but they don't complement each other extremely well. Now, his team is still scary because Mega Banette, Powerhouse, 165, base attack, always a problem. Hydreigon, always a problem. Scarfit, Life Orbit, it blows things away. Dark Pulse Draco, like it just does the job. Staraptor is probably the biggest problem to my team, simply because a Double Edge from a Choice Banded Staraptor Reckless, I think Adamant, blows away Rotom Heat, which is my best defensive option against it, even though there's nothing that's what I have to bring against it, and that forces me to be in a position where Hunter actually knows what I'm going to be able to do, and that kind of sucks, but I'm still prepared for it, and I'm still bringing everything I can to combat this team. The Keldeo, definitely a problem. Scarf Specs, since it's so fast, he could really run Specs and then run like a Scarfed Hydreigon, which is what I expect him to do, and then probably run like a Bandits or after, but then that kind of limits down what his team does, so he has to swap out a lot. So he may not want to do that, but you know, we'll see. Now, the Jolteon in its own right is a problem because 2 of my Mons that you guys can actually see that are going to be on my team are relying upon the move Thunderbolt or Volt Switch. So Volt Absorb is going to be hella annoying to kind of have to play around if he does decide to bring that. And then the Roserade and Slowking are going to be kind of problematic in that they're going to be difficult to get through just because Slowking has Regenerator and then Synthesis on Roserade, as well as Leech Seed, Giga Drain. Always going to be problematic, and then I have to worry about Sleep Powder as well. And yeah, like I'm not too worried about his lower draft, but his lower draft isn't like bad. The Regirock, obviously, like you guys saw in the SDL that VJ and I did, if you haven't seen it, it's up there, go ahead and watch it. But Regirock can run the Weakness Policy set and Endgame Sweep if it gets Rock Polish off, so that's gonna be problematic, and I have to tread very carefully about that because it does get sturdy, and I can pop a Weakness Policy and get swept, which is not what I'm trying to do. Then there's a Magmortar there. The Magmortar is kind of a powerful Mon, but it is very slow, and Blastoise just takes that on 1v1, and so does Latias realistically. And then the Matang, I'm not too worried about. I more see it as I guess just a poison swap in. I don't see it doing too much, simply because it doesn't really match up well against a lot of my team, considering I have Dark Pulse, like Fire Blast, any X Scissor still gives it trouble. Like it's not a hard hitting Mon. It's not a Mega Metagross, so I'm not too worried about that. So I kind of built my team around what I felt were threats to my team and the way I could best position my team to be in a winning position. So you guys can see on there that the first Mon is going to be Jay, the Latias, with Draco Meteor, Science Shock, Roost, and Defog. Now I'm running a very specially defensive set simply because it allows me to take Draco Meteors from the Hydreigon, blah blah blah, you know. Yeah, just taking Draco Meteors from that thing If he's Life Orb, I take it. If he's Scarfed, I hella take it, and then I roost it off. Easy measy lemon squeezy. And then with the 184 attack, I blow away a Hydreigon easily with the Draco Meteor. And if he's not Scarfed, then I'm just in a really good position because like then half of my team, or half of my faster mons on this team outspeed. So then I'm in a really good position. I really feel he has to bring it Scarfed. And I put the Culprit Berry on there because that puts me in a better position to tank those Dark Pulses, because I don't want to play the flinch game if he is the Scarf set and he locks himself into Dark Pulse, trying to just flinch me down, because I will take the first one a lot easier, and then it gives me more chances just to live and drop a Draco on his face. And it also gives me chances to live even more if I miss a Draco, because that happens as well. Now, I debated putting on Ice Beam for this because, you know, there's the Roserade right there, but I decided against it more realistically because I felt Psyshock just hit everything that Draco Meteor didn't, except for the Metang. But realistically, I'm not going to be in against, like, the Metang or the, like, anything that can really take hits from this thing. I just want to swap out and kind of preserve this thing. This is more like a tank-all kind of thing, and it's a real good swap in for, like, Keldeo, the Jolteon, not the Staraptor. This is like there is no swap in for Staraptor. Basically, I think my best option is just to outspeed it, or just like put up against a wall that goes against the move that it's using. But yeah, now moving on to Tanda, the young Raikou here with Substitute, Thunderbolt, Extra Sensory, and Shadow Ball. Now, I really wanted to call Mind on this, but I decided that the Metang being there, just being tanky, I'd really want the Shadow Ball on there in case like I get behind a sub and then I have nothing to realistically like hit the Metang hard with, and Shadow Ball is just good coverage overall. I still kind of want Calm Mind on there, but I'm gonna stick with my guns. You know, my gut that I've trusted, you know, says Shadow Ball's smart, and it just makes sense. And I can hit a lot of separate things. I can hit the Jolteon for decent damage, and the Extra Sensory is just for the Roserade, to be completely honest. But I expect this thing basically to get behind a sub and just Thunderbolt or Extra Sensory, Shadow Ball away. With the leftovers, like it'll be recovering up whatever it lost from the substitute. And now the speed EVs on there is to outspeed a normal Staraptor, I believe. No, actually it's to outspeed Keldeo. To outspeed Keldeo normally if it's not Scarf Timid. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, that sounds right in my head, and it makes sense. But yeah, and then I could put the rest in special attack, and I just wanted an odd number for HP just because Stealth Rocks and stuff like that. So I put 4 in special defense because why not? Can't hurt, to be honest. And yeah, I think this thing overall is going to be really nice on our team. I wanted to put Volt Switch on there, but I decided against it because if I'm going to be behind on the sub, I don't want to Volt Switch out. So like, duh. Either way. Okay, and then we'll get into our walls right here with Red Oven. I chose Red Oven actually because there's like a restaurant around here called Red Oven, and I just thought it was perfect for Rotom Heat for whatever reason. And I put the Rocky Helmet on it because if Hunter actually decides to bring Banded Staraptor with Double Edge, this thing's not taking it, but I want to get off as much damage, so he's going to take the Double Edge Recoil. He might as well take the Rocky Helmet damage as well. I have Protect on there just to kind of scout things. Will-O-Wisp, obvious, Paint Slip, Volt Switch, standard Rotom Heat set. I do have a chance to live Double Edge, like if he's not Adamant, if he's like Jolly or something like that to outspeed. But realistically, if he Double Edges, this thing is dropping. But this is my main swap-in. Like if he brings out the Staraptor, this is my swap-in every single time. If he Brave Birds, I eat it. I will take that damage, and I will just, you know, Volt Switch right away because I know that he doesn't have many great swap-ins to that. He doesn't actually have a ground type, I don't think. You know, the Regirock is a rock type, so that's free for me. But yeah. Then my other wall, which is going to be my special wall, is Drank, the purple Amoonguss with oh, not Effect Spore. I should have had a Regenerator on this. Okay. Well, I'll have to have that changed, but yeah. Either way. It has Spore, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, and HP Fire. The young Drank, it just drinks everything up, to be completely honest. And yeah. That's Drank overall with Spore, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, HP Fire. The HP Fire is for the Metang, Sludge Bomb for the Roserade, Giga Drain just overall recovery on anything that's out, and then Spore to put things to sleep, especially the whatchamacallits. What did I call those things? The Hydreigon and the Staraptor. I don't even know where my head is right now. But yeah, the EV spread is to tank 2 Fire Blast from a Scarfed Hydreigon, and if he does over half, then I know he is Life Orb. Well, I'll see his Life Orb because I'll see Life Orb recoil, but you know, either way. But I tank that, and if I swap out, I get the regenerator boost, so I'm good to go. And yeah. Then next I have Kevin, the young Scarf Durant, with X Scissor Superpower, Crunch, and Thunderfang. Now, I have to be careful locking myself into things. Like, I have to run max speed. I didn't want to run max speed, but I have to because I have to run max speed Jolly anyway, because of Keldeo. Keldeo actually, if I'm not max speed Jolly, actually outspeeds if he's also Scarfed, which he definitely could be. And Thunderfang on there allows me to hit the Staraptor, the Keldeo, the Golbat, just a plethora of his team, but I have to be careful because Jolteon is there, and I can't lock myself into that until that thing is gone. But this thing overall is my Hydreigon check. If it comes in, I can basically bring this thing in after I take a Draco for something, and X Scissor Superpower, Crunch, just it hits everything. I really don't want this thing to be burned, so I'll be like swapping around. And as you can see, a lot of my, like, the rest of my team is special attackers. This is my physical enforcer, so I kind of have to preserve how well this thing lives. And finally, we have young Blastoise. I didn't give this thing a nickname, oddly enough. I have no idea why. I just didn't think of a nickname. But either way, it's my boy Blastoise, young Wartortle, with the Ice Beam, Aura Spear, Dark Pulse, and Water Pulse. And now, I expect Trent to bring specially defensive Roserade. So I ran 116 speed on this Blastoise, so that once I'm Mega Blastoise, I outspeed and I blow him away. Well, actually, it doesn't matter because Blastoise doesn't gain any speed when he Mega Evolves, I don't think. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I ran the Calc regardless. So, like, I ran it for, I think, regular Blastoise anyway. So, 160 speed allows me to outspeed normally, especially defensive, like Assault Vest, Roserade. So then I'm in a good position there. So, like, if it comes down to that last position, I'm in a good position. And Ice Beam, Aura Spear, Dark Pulse, and Water Pulse, just overall great coverage for his team. Aura Spear hits the Hydreigon, Ice Beam hits the Roserade and the Hydreigon, the Staraptor, the Golbat. Aura Spear is just good because I can lock myself into it against the Hydreigon, and the Regirock is not a swap in there. And then Water Pulse, just stab. Overall, Dark Pulse for the Slowking. So I think that's overall just my team, and yeah. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I mean, like, I definitely shouldn't be running Effect Spore or Moongus, but, you know, either way. I'm running Regenerator, so I'm going to have that, make sure that's Regenerator. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. If you do enjoy, make sure to check out everybody's channel in the CCL, because there's definitely a lot of great matches going on. It's very close. The top there is, like, there's 4 people who are, like, right in the cut, and there's people just below the top 4 who are, like, fighting for that, and then there's people taking upsets. Like, I lost to Grids last week, so, I mean, you should watch everybody, because everybody's doing extremely well in this league. But yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out of here. Bye bye.